Hey Internet, Eric here. I'm doing a random video today, just some random thoughts. I do them on occasion. Um, if anyone who knows me or has followed this channel or just knows me personally knows I'm a huge, huge horror fan. Um, I love everything from like supernatural to 80s slashers, yada yada yada, even like Rob Zombie. And there's been some big news lately, like over the past, I think the news came out Friday, this is being Sunday, that Jamie Lee Curtis is returning to the Halloween franchise. Okay, and all these fanboys are going crazy. Yay, Jamie Lee Curtis is returning. She's coming back and she's going to play Laurie Strode, the character she played in Halloween 1 and 2. John Carpenter's back as producing. Wait a minute. They're making a big deal about Jamie Lee Curtis returning to play Laurie Strode. Well, this would be a big fucking deal if she hadn't already done this 20 years ago. Now here's the thing. Halloween came out, she played Laurie Strode, stalked by Michael Myers, defeated him, the end. Halloween 2, she's once again stalked by Michael Myers in a hospital with a bad wig, defeats him, the end. Halloween 3 doesn't have Michael Myers. A lot of fans shit on it. I really enjoyed it. Fans are stupid. The end. And then they did 4, 5, 6, which had nothing to do with Jamie Lee Curtis's character at all. Other than the fact that like she had like a daughter played by Danielle Harris. Whatever. So, Halloween H2O comes out. And H2O stands for Halloween 20 years later. And the thing is, they made a big deal that Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back to the series as Laurie Strode to fight Michael Myers once again. And back then, it really was a big fucking deal. Now, say what you will about that film, it wasn't horrible, it wasn't great, but the fact that they got her to come back after all this time to this series was a big deal. It was a big deal in horror. It really was. Doesn't matter what the final product was. The marketing was insane. It was done really, really well. And they thought that they were going to end the series right there, which would have been great. You know, they start the series with Jamie Lee, they end the series with Jamie Lee. So what do? They end up having Laurie Strode decapitate Michael with an axe. And well, you think that would be the end of the series. But, you know, money talks. It made money. So they have Halloween Resurrection. And say what you will about that piece of shit film. I will get into that in a review someday. But I will say it's still better than Halloween 5. Fuck that film. Check out my review on that one if you want to know. Anyways, Jamie Lee returns as Laurie Strode in a 15-minute, if that, maybe 10-minute scene in the beginning of Halloween Resurrection, and she's killed off. Michael stabs her in the back with a kitchen knife. She falls off the roof to her death. That's it. The rest of the film, you know, does what it does. So, and I don't know when that came out. When did that come out? Early 2000s. We'll just say that. And then, of course, Rob Zombie remade his 2 films. You know, remade the Halloween and then did his own sequel. Fine. And they were semi-successful. So, what do? You know, since then we've had a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, we've had, you know, a Friday the 13th reboot, and which made decent money, even though fanboys shit on them a lot, because, you know, that's how horror fans are. And I'm just going to say fanboys, I don't really fucking care, it just flows better. And it makes them seem more retarded like they are. But they shit on them because, of course, nothing beats the original. Okay, true. In most parts. So Hollywood now greenlits another Halloween film. And it's being written by Danny McBride, who is more well known for doing like the stoner comedies with James Franco and Seth Rogen, like Pineapple Express. Okay, apparently he's a horror fan, and he loves the genre. He was just in Halloween. He was just in Alien Covenant. Okay, I only know him from like the stoner films, and you know what? You can't really judge a person from certain films that they do, and they're going to try something new. Heath Ledger as the Joker, proof right there. Okay, but then, even though they get John Carpenter on board as a producer, which is a big thing because John Carpenter just is old curmudgeon. You know, he doesn't want to talk about Halloween anymore at conventions and this and that. He gets pissed off if you bring it up. They get him on board as a producer, which is a big fucking deal. Okay. So we got a Halloween movie produced by John Carpenter. Okay. Written by Danny McBride. Interesting. So this could go one or two ways. Then we find out that this is going to be a direct sequel to 1981's Halloween 2. So, does this make this Halloween 2.5? Or does this make this the official Halloween 3 because no one wants to talk about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch because it didn't involve Michael Myers. It involves like druids and robots and killing children with, you know, creepy Halloween masks. Fine. Whatever. But then it gets real confusing. Because here you're just like, okay, kind of like Star Wars Rogue One. That takes place in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. So it's like Star Wars 3.5. Okay, you can do that. I mean, they've already explained, you know. And then, you know, the film ends right before part, 4 begins. Fits. It's shitty, when they decide to do, like, prequels in the middle of something, but it fits. So here's the weird thing. They now say Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back as Laurie Strode. Now, I said she was killed in Halloween Resurrection. Now, okay, fine. Whatever. You didn't really see her die. You see her fall. But now, since this is a sequel to 1981's Halloween 2, it means that Halloween 3 through 8, I'm not counting Rob Zombie's because his is in a different universe, never happened. Now, a lot of these fanboys are saying, oh, that's good because Halloween Resurrection sucked because Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks and black people and this and that. Whatever. Yes, Halloween Resurrection is a big pile of dump, but still, it's part of the timeline. You know, it's a sequel to the films. Now, what really gets me is the only way Jamie Lee Curtis would do Halloween H2O was if they ignored parts 4, 5, and 6. The whole Jamie Lloyd stuff, with her daughter. And they're like, okay, fine. If it gets Jamie Lee Curtis back, we'll do it. So they did. There's no mention of Jamie Lloyd. There's no mention of any of the characters. The stupid cult, which is fine. No mention of Paul Rudd. Barely any mention of Donald Pleasance. I think they say he died. Other than that, fine. Fucking go with it. And if you want to, you can kind of make it work because in part 4, they say that Jamie Lee Curtis's character died. Well, in part H2O, part 7, whatever the fuck it is, they mention that she faked her death. So, I mean, sure, she was a shitty mom that she left her child, or she, by faking her death, whatever. But it can kind of work. And then she comes back for more money in Resurrection and is killed off. But she did H2O to make 4, 5, and 6 not happen. Now, to really fuck up the timeline, they get her back, and you see her, she's wearing the same shirt. She's, they show like a picture on Twitter. She's standing on a porch. She's wearing literally the same like bell bottoms and light blue shirt that she wore in the fucking first one. Michael's standing behind her with the knife. And, she's still got her gray buzz cut. She looks like the chick from The Walking Dead, Carol. And they make a big fucking deal that she's coming back. But the thing is, though, now, since it's a sequel to part 2 from 1981, then H2O and Resurrection never happened? So you're eliminating more films from this series, whatever you think about them. I love Part 4. Part 5 is a steaming pile of shit. Part 6 with Paul Rudd is better than Part 5, I'll say that. So you're ignoring all those to bring back Jamie Lee Curtis, even though for her to do H2O you had to ignore movies, but now you're going to ignore movies that she was also in 20 years ago, so all that hype and hoopla meant nothing. And these fanboys are still going apeshit. And I don't fucking get it. Why are you so happy and think this is such a cool fucking deal that she's returning to a series when she's already fucking done it? She did it 20 years ago, and then she did it, 18 years ago or whatever with the sequel. Even if it was shitty or not, she's been in 2 movies since 1981 sequel. And I don't get how they're going to do it. I don't really care how they're going to do it. And this is why I stream movies. I'm not going to go fucking pay my money for this garbage. I don't care if she's been living, in Florida, selling her Activia, and Michael just happens to get on a bus with a bunch of old folks and travels down there and finds her, and she's got to, take him out once again. We've seen it before in H2O. He meets her in fucking California from Illinois and takes her out. It's been done already. So why is there such a big fucking deal being made that she's coming back? Explain that to me, please. Any of you fans that are fans of the Halloween series, and you're watching this video, instead of just being like a fucking troll and commenting below saying how, I'm just a dumbass and this and that and blah, 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 explain to me in the comments below why this is a good thing. Why this is such a big deal. Because it's not. It's been done before. And what's going to happen? In 20 more years when she's 80, pushing 80, is she going to come back again as Laurie Strode? Most likely. You put that dump truck full of money on her porch. I guess the kid books have dried up and, she can't sell Activia anymore. And now that Scream Queens is canceled, I guess she needs some work. Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't calling her anymore. So, yeah. I just thought I'd do a quick video, which ended up being not so quick. It looks like it's 12 minutes. 12 minutes too long. I just want to say I don't get the fucking deal. So any horror fans, especially Halloween fans, who are fucking going crazy, they're thinking that this is a good idea, please comment below and tell me why. And don't be stupid and just say because it's cool. Give a good explanation on why this is a big deal. Because it's not. And I guarantee you the movie's gonna suck, it's gonna flop, and Danny McBride, you've been smoking too much weed with James Franco and Seth Rogen. Don't fucking matter who you're smoking weed with because, this is a dumb fucking idea. I hate when horror franchises decide what's canon and what's not just to appease the masses because, they hated the other sequels. I'm looking at you, Texas Chainsaw 3D. Fuck you too. Yeah, so cheers and fuck, I just don't get it.